Hello fellow YouTubers, Mac in VR here. I'm sure that you're all feeling the same way as the lockdown bites and you start to go a bit stir crazy by having to stare at the same four walls for the past month or so. But fear not, Mac is back to help counter those lockdown blues with another top 10. This one is my personal top 10 of all the VR games I've played since I bought my very first VR headset, a CV1 Oculus Rift, way back in March 2016. Was that really 4 years ago? Wow, things have flown by and things have changed so much, from a single sensor facing forward with no touch controllers to my current setup of full room scale VR with avatars and body tracking. Seems pretty incredible to me how so much has changed and how quickly technology, with a dash of very clever people thrown in for good measure, can advance a new form of gaming so far in such a short space of time. Where will we be in another 4 years' time?
Sir, I think you should come and take a look at this.
How long will it take you to wear out that groin socket? Before I start though, these are the games that I bought and played myself. It is not a comprehensive list of the best VR experiences, just my own humble opinion. And as I've said before on many occasions, opinions are like arseholes. Everybody has one. If you stay to the end of the video, I'll also quickly list the top 5 games by the amount of hours I've played. There are a couple of surprises in there. Enough tomfoolery, let's get into the top 10 and see what's what. And remember, we're born to respawn. In at number 10, Arctica 1. By the same team that brought you Metro 2033 and Last Light. This is a graphically impressive game set in the same universe of a post-apocalyptic Russia with pockets of humanity struggling to survive. This is a teleport only experience, but it does work quite well, has good weapons which you can upgrade and decorate, good combat, plus some interesting enemies and puzzles. Number 9 is Beat Saber. Doesn't really need a description here, as I'm pretty sure that anybody that has played VR has had a go at this game. Slash the blocks as they fire towards you, dodge the walls and dance away to the beat of the music. The addition of custom tracks via sideloading has massively expanded the music library and turned Beat Saber into an art form. Number 8, Robo Recall is one of the very first games I played in VR. Developed by Drifter, who have just released their newest game, Lies Beneath. You can watch my review here. And Epic Games. You play a recaller brought into action against a wave of homicidal robots. This is also a teleport only experience, but was the very first room scale game I ever played. Still stands up today as a great game and is now also available on Oculus Quest. Number 7, Arizona Sunshine was my first ever co-op experience in VR. I remember blasting my way through waves of zombies with my pal Dan, blowing off heads with pistols, machine guns, shotguns and sniper rifles. It is starting to show its age a bit now, but is still supported by the devs who have just released the Damned DLC before moving on to their next game after the fall. Number 6, Project Cars 2. Blasting around Brands Hatching my Ferrari 458 GT3 racer is still one of my favourite things to do in VR, and I've sunk hundreds of hours into setting lap times on the global leaderboards. Well, you know me, I like a nice top 10 finish. Seamless VR integration made this a perfect title for all budding sim racers that has only just been usurped recently by Assetto Corsa Competizione. Number 5, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is my favourite zombie bashing, head lopping, shotgun blasting title. A good lengthy story, brilliant visceral combat and good system of upgrades make this zombie bash 'em up one of the best games out there. Number 4, Lone Echo. Has stood the test of time well and is still one of the best looking games in VR. You play Jack, a mining robot on the Kronos 2 ship, just off the rings of Saturn, as he tries to save his friend and compatriot Liv Rhodes from a mysterious alien ship. I can still remember being outside the ship repairing a solar panel when the gigantic alien vessel burst into view. One of the most outstanding moments I've had in VR. Number 3, Pistolwhip. No surprise here, I think. If you've watched any videos on my channel, you will know I'm obsessed with this fantastic rhythm action shooter from Cloudhead Games. Easy to pick up and play, but fiendishly hard to master. Number 2, Onward. Surprised? I've never done any videos on Onward, but it is the one game that proved to me that a first-person, hardcore, modern, military tactical shooter was not only possible in VR, but immensely good fun too. Me and my pals have ploughed hundreds of hours into operations, and the game is still being worked on and still getting better and better. Now, with the addition of community maps, we have a near endless collection of areas to blast Volk terrorists into oblivion. And finally, my #1 VR game of all time. Oh, that wasn't the kind of drum roll I wanted. I'll have to speak to the effects department. Anyway, #1 is a no-brainer really. It's Valve's VR masterpiece, Half-Life Alyx. A game that moves the genre of VR so far forward that other developers must be looking at their work and think, oh, bugger. You can check out my full review here. This is such a good game, beautifully balanced, meticulously crafted, a real showstopper, and shows a studio at its heightened best. Just incredible. Well, that's my list of top 10 games that I've played. However, an honourable mention must go out to titles like Asgard's Wrath and Stormland, which were both well received, but I just didn't have the time or the funds to play them when they came out. Are there any games on the list that you've played that deserve to be there? Don't forget to comment down below. As I said at the beginning of the video, here is a quick list of games I've played by the amount of hours I've spent playing. At #5 is The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners with 43 hours. #4 is Pistolwhip with 55 hours on Steam. So this doesn't include time spent playing on the Oculus Quest, so you can probably double that. #3, Project Cars 2 with 123 hours. #2, Onward with 209 hours. And #1 is Elite Dangerous with 277 hours. Just drop that in for a bit of fun. That's all for today, folks. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload any new content. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the other side.